I woke up this morning very late and feeling hungover. And the first thing I thought when I rolled over in bed was, I've ruined it. I had a run of a really good few days of making plans, feeling excited about making positive change, and I feel like I've ruined it. And then I pulled myself together and was like, the only person that can change this is yourself. And everything starts with a thought, and a thought can be changed. That's something that my mum has always said to me since I was a kid. Everything starts with a thought, and a thought can be changed. So I was a bit like, Rach, the only person that can turn your day around, mate, is yourself. And that's exactly what I said to myself. So it's not going to involve immediate change. It's going to be slow, and there's going to be days where I don't feel like I've made any progress. But the whole point is to keep trying and to be consistent.
That doesn't necessarily mean being consistent with results. That means consistently trying, even on days where I don't feel like I'm winning, to turn that thought around and just to keep trying. Don't you find the tiniest little things can make such a massive difference? Sometimes it's not necessarily about these huge, great, big, grand plans. Sometimes it's like a nice cup of coffee, or lighting a candle, or this particular day, I recognised that the sun was coming through the window and decided to try and make the most of it. Granted, the window needs cleaning, but all in good time. Doing lots of little tasks to help me push past the late wake-up call and the hungover head was making such a huge difference already. Being a photographer, my day-to-day just looks like this a lot of the time. Editing, being at screens. Luckily for me, I love editing and I absolutely love my job. I have to have a soundtrack for the day, whether that's music, podcasts, audiobooks, documentaries. I always listen to something whilst I'm editing, and it really helps keep me company. Today I decided it was time to tackle our bedroom. This is, for me, I just find this horrendous, embarrassing, to be honest. Can't really believe that I'm putting it somewhere public, but there you go. Do you know why I am though? Because this state of this bedroom very much reflects how I feel when I'm having days where I struggle. Everything else just takes a back seat. I don't really tidy. I just kind of go about my everyday doing as much as I can in that day. Usually my priority is work and editing and photography. So on days where I'm maybe struggling a little bit, keeping stuff tidy or keeping on top of housework, I just find it really difficult. However, this was the most cleansing few hours I've had in a long time. AirPods in and music on, and I loved it. It felt so good to regain control, to tidy everything up, to put everything away, to sort everything out, to clean, to hoover. I basically felt like I was regaining a little bit of control and putting everything back where it belonged, sorting stuff out. I think the reason why I was able to do this and to enjoy it is because I just totally took the pressure off. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I find that I have to curate my social media content and the stuff that I watch, and I have to choose carefully the kind of influencers that I take influence from, because it's really easy to watch content from influencers to be inspired by, or to think, oh, this is going to really put me in the mood to have a good sort out, or this is going to put me in the mood to establish new habits. The problem is, though, is often it's counterproductive. It just rids me with guilt. makes me think I'm not doing enough, makes me feel inferior, because it's too much. It's too much to try and do all of these things and establish all of these habits suddenly in a day. I mean, look at the state of this mirror, by the way. This is not okay. That is horrendous. But by taking the pressure off, by doing tiny tasks, the 1% change thing, it just means that I'm going at my own pace and I'm not trying to compete with anyone. I did everything. I cleaned that mirror. I sorted my wardrobe. I dusted. I hoovered. The bedroom felt absolutely incredible. And granted, maybe I'd love to redecorate it, but now's not the time. I'm just thankful that we've got a roof over our heads. I'm really blessed with our tiny little flat, which is very humble but really sweet, and we love living here. So rather than being bogged down by all the things we don't have, or the fact that our flat is small but perfectly formed, I'm instead trying to focus on all the amazing things that we do have and that we're blessed with. Honestly, it is a way more refreshing outlook on life. I'm cooking dinner for Dan and I cooked a Thai green curry. Tried to keep it quite healthy, although the recipe did call for full fat coconut milk because it insisted that it's much nicer flavour wise. It also called for baby potatoes, which I was very dubious about, but maybe that's, I don't know, it was from a Thai recipe. If anyone can advise on that, maybe that is, part of a traditional recipe. I don't know. Something I've really grappled with, though, over the last few years is I've gained a bit of weight, quite a lot of weight, to be fair, whilst I've been setting up my business. And the only person who is to blame for that is myself. Whilst I've been setting up my business through some tricky times, including COVID, I just haven't prioritised moving and exercising enough. And that is something I really need to work on and would love to be fair. It's tricky though, because do you know where empty calories lie? Booze. But I do love a glass of wine. It's like that balance, isn't it, between living and enjoying yourself and enjoying a glass of wine with your other half. Our evening finished here, chilling out, watching Nobody Wants This, which is so brilliant and so funny, with Einstein doing his usual, curling up on me like a baby, and to be honest, I lap it up. He is the cuddliest dog and I wouldn't have him any other way. It's just the best way to spend an evening. By the way, if you haven't seen Nobody Wants This, you need to check it out. It's very good, very entertaining, brilliant cast, really well written.